basically. Is there a way for user to be recognized when they access my website and not enter their username every time? Yeah, I mean, so there's on the login screen, there's a remember me functionality. So this is built into WordPress. So if they log in and select the remember me icon or checkbox, then they won't have to log in for, until they log out. As long as they're using the same browser, right? Then they'll just be able to, so you're saying the remember me functionality isn't working for you? And in what way is it not working? It just, if you log in and select remember me, then next time you come back, you have to do it again? Okay, so the remember me functionality, the login functionality itself is core WordPress functionality. So if you're having an issue with that, you're going to want to, it's a question for WordPress, really, why that isn't working. However, it's probably an environmental issue. That functionality is, I don't know the inner workings of it, but I'm going to take a stab that it's utilizing cookies to do that, right? So if cookies aren't enabled in your web browser, it's going to mess with that functionality. And it's possible too that there's also certain server configurations that could interfere with that functionality. Although I would also, another thing that it could be is if you have HTTP, do you have an SSL certificate on your site? Okay, if your login page is HTTP and other pages are HTTPS, sorry, my microphone keeps slipping here. I got to figure out what the deal is with this. If you're logging in on a page that's HTTP, or you're logging on a page that's HTTPS, the remember me will only apply to that particular protocol. So if you go to a page that's on a protocol different from your login page, it won't recognize that you're logged in. So if you're using a SSL cert, the best thing to do is just make your entire site HTTPS. Just have the SSL cert apply to the entire site, because otherwise you may run into these issues where, especially when logged in, that the login is only applicable to the HTTPS protocol, and therefore any HTTP page, it's gonna not be applicable. Hold on a second. Does that make sense? Right. Yeah, I understand you're talking about your user, but it applies to your user. Yeah. Just make sure that check out which protocol is being used on your login page, right? And then check out, or whatever the user's experiencing, because your experience is going to be the same as the user, right? And my guess is it probably has to do with something with that. I've seen that before. And it's a known thing. Like if you type in, even if you go to our support center, you type in HTTPS, HTTP, you'll see we reference a WordPress article that talks about that particular scenario. So it's a known thing.